Today, you absolute legends, we are going to talk about the latest assembly shop vehicle, Ashikaru, and I'm here to tell you that you definitely should not FOMO into this vehicle. Think very, very carefully if you need something like that. So, this is a tier 10 Ashikaru. I hope I pronounced it correctly. A tank destroyer, special reward tank destroyer from Japan. Into the Japan's Japanese tech tree, I think. And one reason why you should not FOMO into it is there is no fight for the numbers, guys. Honestly, what number you get is only relevant if even then, at day one, guys. After that, nobody cares. Honestly, I have never looked into any other players' numbers, and I do not even remember which numbers I have on my other vehicles. And this time, every single, on the EU server at least, 98,000 Ashikarus come with this special Shinsei numbered 3D style, which is a nice move. You know, we don't have to fight for the numbers and the leftover vehicles. We just... everything is the same. I like this change, I like this move by Wargaming in the assembly shop. Yeah. So second reason is 98,000 vehicles. I do not think this will sell out instantly. I don't see this happening. I would be extremely surprised if this is happening. So you will have some time to think about that. And there is actually quite some things to think about when it comes to the Ashikaru, guys. So this is a tank destroyer that looks like a medium tank, and I honestly want to play it like a medium tank as well. It's very similar to the Concept 5 by the looks of it, as you can see as well, right? So let's talk about this. What is good about this tank? Well, of course, the biggest elephant in the room when it comes to what is good about this tank is the DPM, guys. It has absurd DPM, you know? It's second place after Bliskavika when it comes to the destroyer DPM. With my setup, which is Ramber ventilation directive, food and stuff, which I'm going to play it, and not Bond, but bounty versions of those equipment units, 4,700. With high explosive, 6,100 damage per minute. Now, 4,700 sounds very good as well, and it is extremely high, one of the highest in the entire game, right? But this is the DPM on the paper. How is the effective DPM? Now, I have played over 20 battles with it, and I have quite a solid, let's say, understanding about this tank. And I can tell you, out of those 20 plus battles, there were not too many. There were some situations, but not too many situations where my crazy DPM actually was useful, or where I was able to put it in action on the battlefield. You know, many times you just can take one shot or two shots before the target is away, or you can take one shot before you get spotted and you have to pull back anyway, because this tank does not have any armor and it is fairly big in size. Whatever is able to see you is able to penetrate you and hit you and deal damage to you, right? So the effective DPM is way lower. So when the effective DPM is not that important, how about the other stats? The accuracy, when it is cool down, is very good. 0.20 outside cooling down, 0.28. Both are actually solid, nice. I have sniped with the non-cooldown and with the cooldown. It's a solid gun. Solid gun handling, aiming time. Well, because of the bloom is very big. The aiming time on the paper is 1.22 seconds, 1.22 seconds god tier aiming time, but because of the bloom, it takes way longer for you to fully aim your shot, actually. Because, you know, the aiming time shows the time for aiming circle diameter to decrease by 60%, not fully by 60%. So it's like more than 2 seconds actual aiming time. You have to keep that in mind, as always. So yeah, like gun handling overall is very nice, right? 390 Alpha, it has good shells as well, good penetrations, 277 with good AP velocity. It has nice APCR velocity, very good high explosive velocity with 105 penetration and 510 Alpha. So the high explosive is very, very nice on this vehicle for sure. But it struggles many times for the reasons I have mentioned already. That is big, not much armor. Whatever is able to see it is able to penetrate it. And mobility. Kind of poor mobility for the vehicle like this. 40 base top speed. And that's why I use the experimental hardening on this tank as well, just to stabilize the gun a bit more, plus gaining the top speed getting the top speed up to 45 kilometers per hour. It has a decent camo. The view range is 456, but with ventilation and ventilation directive. Without the directive, it's 452. So directive helps, everything a little bit. My main setup is TIS for most of the maps, for more close quarters fights, I know city maps and stuff like that, where I know that I'm not able to be the sneakiest guy anyway, then hardening just to help my hit points a little bit more usually helps me to receive actually one extra shot, giving me extra 200 hit points. And just focusing on trying to deal damage, supporting angles, staying sneaky whenever I can, because it's a hard tank to be very effective in. And this is why I actually do not recommend this tank for most players who struggle with lightly armored vehicles. Yes, everybody can snipe from the red line. This is a tank destroyer, you are allowed to do that, let's say, but you are not going to be the most effective sniping the red line. To make it work, you have to know exactly when to reposition, when to move together with your team. One flank needs help or the other flank needs help and so on. So it's definitely is a tricky tank to play. And this crazy DPM, as I've said already, I have not had too many situations where I can actually utilize that. And if you are not that experienced player, this could be a con for you even. Because you have a fast reload for 390 alpha. You want to take one shot and you want to take one more shot, but during that one more shot, you are going to receive more damage back. Then it was actually worth it to stay out there, right? You know what I mean. So, think about it, how you enjoy those type of tanks. Overall, is it something for you? Is it not something for you? And how many times would you like to get farmed by others? This is legit the craziest nerf to Ashikaru, Ares vehicles. Just melting you down left, right, center. Anyway, let's jump into live battle. Let's see what it can cook. And our live battle takes us to Malinovka. So let's see what this tank can do. Over here I have the ventilation, rammer and the experimental turbo setup running. Triple scout, which is a bit annoying, but we'll see. I'm not even gonna play over here. I will go straight. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste much time over here. I will just go straight up the hill, and maybe from this corner I am able to do something. We have to be careful about running back though, or we have to be aware that our mobility is not the greatest. So the timing has to be good. Knocking over all those trees already while we're going up the hill. All that is just for the future. Maybe we need it, maybe we don't, but it's better to be ready and not need it than need it and not having it. Right? Something like this. Deep. I don't know why I'm so deep right now. Oh well. Let's see. Okay. We are both nice guys. We both wanted to go over here. And boom. Okay. Did not get spotted. This is the standard beautiful position where I like to be. I should get assistance from the heavies up there. Nope, not aimed in fast enough. What are you doing and where are you going? That is pretty tough angle. I need to be afraid of the Centurion peeking, however. Oh, hello. Let's see. Accurate gun. Low rolls. By the way, this is one thing I have noticed. I have noticed that this tank likes to low roll like nothing I have seen before. You know, it's all RNG and it equals out at the end, I'm sure. Could have been better shot. Could have been better shot. That looked very promising, to be honest. But yeah, it seems to be like like a low rolling type of tank. Boom. Once your gun is cooled down, you know, the accuracy is just absolutely god tier. Outside that, be ready to miss shots like this. Simply be ready to miss shots like that. Okay. I'm always pulling back, you know, it's better be safe than sorry. Better be safe than sorry. Deep test today, guys. RS 90. You miss every shot you don't take. We have good camo, but if I click over here, I will be spotted. So I have to, or decent camo, let's say. So I have to be aware of that. As you can see yourself, I click, I spotted. Like, I don't like APCR versus 60 DP, I really don't. This dude is just way too bouncy. Okay. STPV plays decent, but needs to go back to school because this guy definitely does not know how to count to 10. And we should have a blind shot. And we do have a blind shot. Okay. Let's... Kinda don't want to fall down. Jagdpanzer most likely is in those bushes right there. Maybe. Let's see if we can... Ouch. Let's see if we can sniff him out. I'm going to knock over those trees over here. Cool. I did not get spotted. And Ares dead. Even cooler. Even cooler. So Jagdpanzer could be over here. Or maybe Ares knocked them over and the Jagdpanzer pulled all the way back. We don't have anyone who is gonna scout that out, and I am definitely not going to be that guy. Ares 90 getting outplayed by TBV. Took a massive hit. You sure that this... Yeah, Jagdpanzer is active. You sure that the SAC is not able to punish TBV? Yeah, it's pretty close actually. Okay, Lion and FE. We had average roll, high roll, low roll. Okay, so we have had some high rolls here as well. By the way, I should have intuitioned into that FE45 with HE. HE's velocity is, you know, very good, easy to hit. Lion. Oh, no, that's unfortunate timing. Lion is right there. I'm actually going after the lion. Once we get this side, it would be easy to attack. 38 hit points. Both FEs are here. Both of them are here. That mobility though. That mobility though. Repositioning takes some time, so be ready for that. Aha. Okay. He's not able to kill me fully. Oh, he actually hit me. He actually did hit me. That's a very nice, beautiful shot. Let's wait. And boom. Okay. Okay, well, I'm lucky, and this was very demoralizing. This was very demoralizing for Effie as well, as you saw yourself. Dude simply went away. So, guys, Ashikaru. I mean, it has its moments, you know. Enemy drowned. Classic. It has its moments when you are able to use your DPM. Doesn't happen too often though, you know, because you don't have any armor, you can't just stay out there, hull down position, use your DPM. You have to think about all those facts. Right? And with the blind shot, we had 4.4. Yeah. Nothing crazy, but honestly, the battle did not allow us to do much more over here. Or skill issue. Could be a skill issue as well. So yeah, I definitely like to play it more as a medium tank, like Leopard 1-ish gameplay, but because of your mobility, that is also quite limiting for you. So yeah, it's... I would definitely not FOMO into this instantly. I see a huge majority of the player base struggling to make this tank work. It has on paper the best DPM, but effective DPM on the battlefield, because of the size, armoring, all that, is not the DPM. You know, if you're able to play sneaky, shoot tanks while staying sneaky, then it's a god tier DPM machine, right? But how often are you going to have that? There are many maps where that is not even possible, right? So keep that in mind. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of an insight what this tank can do, what it cannot do, what I think about that. And yeah, so watch out for Ashikaru. Now you know how it plays. If you're not going after it, you will definitely see a lot of them on the battlefield, and now you know what it can do or cannot do. Thank you very much for your time, for tuning in. I get you next time with something else. Stay awesome, stay beautiful, take care, and bye.